What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Usually we try and start these things, or I try to start these things with a big, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to United View. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult after that to not even be positive because I don't, usually when you have any kind of games, you go, okay, if you haven't played well, what's the positives? And let's get into the game. But obviously, DJ, were there any positives today? Seriously? Was there any positives to look at today at all?
I think maybe, and just as you was talking there, I didn't have any positives, but I just thought, what, Marcus Rashford's coming back and scoring on his first game back. I'd say maybe that's the one positive we can take. Looks really good run from him to get in behind, which I think we have been missing since he's been away. But otherwise than that, Owen, there's been not a lot of positives to take away from the game. Terrible game, terrible performance by the team.
It was really bad. It was really bad. We were just talking, just off air just before we came live. We were just chatting about that in general. And I don't know about you, DJ, but the saddest thing for me is that even before those goals went in, it was just I almost expected it. I really expected it. I said it to KG at halftime. I said, "There's only one team that's winning this match, and it's not us.
Yeah,
it's not us." I mean, like O'Neill says here, I'm not even angry. I'm not even angry, but that's what it kind of feels like, isn't it? It's just it just feels it just feels really disappointing and just really just it's over. It feels just so. It's so deflating because we were so poor for the just the entirety of that game, and it does. I mentioned it before we went on the air. It feels like the beginning of the end because now I look at. We've obviously got the Champions League game in the week, but I also think about playing Liverpool next weekend. That's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. We saw Liverpool play earlier today, and I know it's Watford and they've got new manager, all that kind of stuff, but seeing just and it's not even necessarily the players, but seeing our lack of a system or lack of anything go up against Mo Salah, I'm going to get absolutely ripped apart. Maguire, I don't think he's going to be fit for 10 weeks the way he was playing today, let alone going up against Mo Salah. It's so deflating. And we'll get into all of the nitty gritty. Super chat from Tag Fresh Skills says, Ole is a substitute. Can we get a real manager? Sal Pogba too? Well, obviously, there's a lot of people incredibly frustrated, and I'm with you. I mean, DJ, before we get into obviously all the goals and individual performances, overall, what do you even make of that? What do you even make of that today? Can you make anything out of that?
It's just damning. That's all I can say. It's damning. It's literally, it just feels like now it's got to a point where, and especially with the run of fixtures we have, it's got to a point now where this might be unsalvageable. Might be. And I say might because, anything can happen in football, but it might be unsalvageable. It's looking very bleak right now. As we said, there was nothing positive. It's not like, a decision went against us today and we played amazing football. We was terrible. And that's just me putting it in the nicest way possible. The watershed hasn't come yet. But I'm just saying, terrible. We were crap. Rubbish. Terrible. Whatever nationality any of the viewers are, if you've got a language that you speak, another language apart from English, all of that too. Yeah, it's literally just been poor today. Some poor individual performances. I think just damning. That's what it is, Owen. It's damning, and it can only get worse from here.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? I mean, super chat from Ray Diaz says, "Get ready. This result just means more Fred. Rash is the only positive. Maguire was responsible for 3 of those goals. Can you change captain mid-season? You can in your fantasy team." And I don't know if you can in real life. Let's talk about Harry Maguire, actually, DJ, because obviously Maguire being in the starting lineup today. I mean, I messaged you before the game. I messaged all the United View guys, and I said, there's a rumor that Maguire's going to be starting. And even you were like, how?
Yeah,
because even in the press conference, Ole says, he only joined in yesterday or something like that. He joined in yesterday. And Maguire, he did an interview, I think Thursday. I think I did a video here. And it was saying that he was like, I haven't even trained with the first team. From my point of view, he looked, so not just not fit, but just miles off it today. I mean, what did you think of Maguire?
Yeah, you know what? I almost do feel a little bit bad for him, but I also think that he should have maybe, taken a bit more responsibility in the situation. And what by responsibility, I mean, before the game, when Ole would have come to him he should have said, you know what, Gaffer, I don't think I'm going to be up to speed. I don't think I can keep pace at the moment because I haven't played football in a little while. I don't want to be detrimental to the team. But you know what? One thing that Harry Maguire is, he's brave. Do you know what I mean? And he did probably said, you know what, I want to play.
There's brave and then there's idiocy, isn't there?
And then there's idiocy.
Yeah, there's brave and there's I'm playing. You know, not only am I not fit, but I'm going to play like, I don't know, a horse with no legs today. It was it was awful. It was so poor. And if you're Eric Bailly, what must he be thinking? Like, I just signed a contract at the end of the last season, and everyone at the time said, that's weird. He doesn't play that much. Ole doesn't play him that much, but he's thinking, right, get my opportunity. And don't get me wrong, I was doing some of the videos in the week going, well, Lindelof and Bailly, that's a bit concerning, but it's better than what we saw out there today. I'd rather have 2 fit people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I think that is probably the performance which is going to like show United fans that, Harry Maguire, he's a good defender, but is he what we thought he would be? He's not. He's not. Based off what I've just seen, then he's not. However, there are circumstances as to why he hasn't played, etc. But I think Ole should have been braver and said, you know what, I'm bringing in Bailly in to partner Lindelof. Bailly's ready. He's chomping at the bit. I think he put something out on social media a couple of weeks back saying, you know, I'm ready. Like, I'll show you, kind of thing. So it is concerning that even when players are injured, they are still getting played, even though we have this massive squad. And you know what? I think Bailly, in some of the circumstances, maybe would have done a little bit better than Maguire. Bailly reacts pretty quick in those tight-knit situations in the box. Well, rash, yes, very
one
rash.
Of those goals, Maguire, he just stood there, played everyone onside, everyone offside. Exactly. I mean, everyone else is pushing up. He's just there. I mean,
exactly.
I don't even know if that's not being fit. That's just being an idiot. Just looking around going, who's playing more onside? Oh, wait, it's me. I'm playing everyone onside. And just and you said that. Ole needs to be braver. But at this point, like, KG kind of said it at half-time, didn't he? Like, that's why this is deflating and it's just disappointing. And like the people saying in the live chat, like, not even angry. It's just a case of like, we know that's going to happen. We know that's going to happen. Like, when Maguire was picked today, everyone went, of course he is. Of course he's been picked today. You know?
It just shows me like desperation from Ole. Like, don't get me wrong, like Maguire on his day when he's fully fit and he's in a bit of form, he's a very, very good asset to have in your team. But at the moment, this is a man coming back from injury. He didn't look at the races at all today, literally looked well behind the pace, and he's playing defence against a talented Leicester team who, they've had a bad run and they haven't been playing the best football, but they still have dangerous players. They still have Jamie Vardy, they still have Tielemans, they still have players that can hurt you, especially on the break. And Maguire, for me, he didn't cover himself in any glory today. I do think Ole should have used the squad that he has and put Bailly in there. That's what he's there for. That's why we pay him his wages. He's one of our defenders. He's been there for a while now. He should have played in this game.
And also as well, this is the thing as well with Ole, is that he's saying in the press conference after the last game, it's about squad rotation. We've got a long season ahead. We've got to protect the players. And then you throw in someone that hasn't trained all week. Everything just flies in the face of something he said 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And today, like, they kept, and I know, the media will do it when someone's losing. They do the shot of the manager on the touchline, giving it that, or looking angry and all this kind of stuff. But it just, there was nothing today. There was nothing, I think, salvageable. Yeah, I get it. Rashford came on and he scored. But we said this before we went live as well. And this is the frustrating thing for me here is that with the players we have, with the squad we have, you almost can't play that badly. Or you can't play that badly or just have just nothing, just absolute nothingness. You know what I mean?
Only Manchester United would do that, have amazing players as we do and play crap football like we just did. Only Manchester United could do that because, and this is kind of going back to, the managerial debate. As I said before we came on air, I'm not going to put it solely on Ole's toes. I do think the players had a part to play today as well. We can't always blame the manager, but for a large part of, say, Zinedine Zidane's career, he's had Galacticos to play with. But he's still made systems. He still made them have patterns of play. He still got something out of it. I could never imagine a Real Madrid team with the Galacticos that he had previously in the last couple of years playing as bad as that. Like, as you said, it's very weird to see that. It's very weird when you look on paper, you see Jadon Sancho, you see Paul Pogba, you see Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Mason Green, but it's like a dream team. Like you play that on your fantasy team. And yet we're playing like this. And that's when it does come down to the manager, because when you're not playing well, systems can get you through games comfortably, and we just don't have it. It's very ad hoc football, and it just there was no signs or any encouragement I saw from today's game where I could be like, oh well, we did this well. There was literally nothing, apart from Rashford maybe scoring, shows that he's back now, but that is literally it. That's it.
That's it. A couple of super chats. Keegan says, this had nothing to do with fitness. He's back to Maguire of last year. Absent-minded, slow, lethargic. We can't compete this year. And I think this is the thing. That's the frustrating thing is I think a lot of United fans realise that probably we're not going to compete this year, but we should. We should be. Yeah, like the players, there's no excuses. And I'm Blue Dabba Dabba says, stop making excuses for Maguire. He was trash before he got injured. What is it with you English people? Well, let's not attack people for being English here. Maguire was poor today. He was poor today. I'm not going to be one of the people who says he's a terrible defender, all this kind of stuff, but he was poor today. He shouldn't have played today. I agree with what people are saying. Victor says, here I am wasting money from Australia to say Ollie out. Wake up. Hey, it's never a waste here at United View. It's never a waste. Your opinion is just as valued as everyone else. Absolutely. Belly Vigil says, after today, if anyone says they feel comfortable with Maguire over Lindelof, you are a problem. So there you go.
That's a very important point, though, actually. I do think now we need to start sort of, and Lindelof has his weaknesses, as we all know, but I do think we need to start sort of stop putting Maguire on this pedestal that we have been since he came for the 80 million price tag. We always thought that it was
never worth 80 million, ever.
Yeah, we always thought it was Lindelof that was the problem. It's Lindelof. Maguire needs someone he can play with, and that was the narrative for maybe a season. But now we're starting to see the cracks in Maguire's game, and these are things that he has been doing over time, but not as consistent as he has been doing in the last, say, few months. So, maybe there does need to be a change of the back four in terms of having maybe Lindelof playing with.
But is Ole going to do that? Is Ole going to do that? Realistically,
and this is again with the management. No.
Exactly.
Another thing as well, when we put on Lingard and McTominay, I said, because I was watching it with my brother, and when they came on, I said, he's putting his subs on, but to me, there's no real there's no tactics that have changed. There's nothing. It's just a like for like. Oh yeah, I'll take that winger off, put that winger on. Let's hope for the best. Like there was no change of a formation. There was no change of a system. There was nothing. There was literally nothing. It was like there was no response to what Leicester could throw at us today. Just nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Ash says, Ollie's the man before the man. He's hit his ceiling at this club, unfortunately.
I agree.
Obviously, people are going to be talking about Ollie, and I saw Flex did the road trip earlier, DJ, and he basically said that, the time for excuses and the time for talking's over. We've got this huge run of games coming up. And I don't want to disrespect Leicester and say this is one of the easier games, but if you look on paper, considering the teams we have to play, whether it's Liverpool or Chelsea or Man City or whoever it may be, this was one of the games I was almost, I don't want to say confident about, but I was like, this one we should get through, with the players we have. I mean, do you smell like this is the beginning of the end? Do you think Ollie's hit his ceiling? Is this? I mean, where do you even see this going? Is this just going to get worse?
See, I'm in two minds because I do know because I want to see what the media are saying in the next couple of hours, tomorrow, going on through the next week and so. I want to see what the media do, because if the media do get on United's back and they write us off, then it becomes almost that siege mentality at United. And when that mentality is there, the players usually go up a gear and we do usually get a result. However, in saying that, I think this is, and pardon me for saying this, I think this is some of the worst football we've played in a very, very long time. And especially when you look at the players we've actually brought in, we're playing worse. We're leaking goals. Varane, Maguire, that was supposed to be the defensive partnership that wasn't going to leak any goals or leak minimal goals.
And we conceded four today, and De Gea, again, played really well.
Exactly. So what does that tell you? Exactly. So what does that tell you? There needs to be some changes. Something's got to give, and that's either going to be the management or some players do need to be moved on. And even talking about players now, about players moving on, it's crazy because of the summer we've just had. We've had an amazing summer. We've brought in some really good, top-notch players. Again, it's the manager. Can he get the best out of these players? So far, it's a damning no. And we've got Liverpool who are on the ascendancy now. Liverpool are smelling blood on teams and killing them off really quickly. I'm dreading to think that if Liverpool beat us and the way they beat us, if we don't put up a fight or we don't make it a close game or there's not a decision that goes against us and Liverpool get the decision and they win, and if there's none of that going on and they beat us in a straight up football match, tactics, skill, player versus player, that could be the nail in the coffin, because there's no board in the world that's gonna want to sit there and watch their most hated rivals just tear you to pieces like that. Like, and I know I might be, talking very premature here, but from what I've just seen against Leicester, who aren't as good as Liverpool, it's terrible, and we will see McFred the next game.
This is 100%. Muscle Grossane says after draw couldn't watch anymore, and Maguire. Super chat from K Arman says, please consider Southgate never lost group matches, World Cup semis, Euros final. He's very underappreciated. We've got the squad. Give Southgate a shot. No.
Nah, it's a no. It's
a no from me. I appreciate the super chat, but Gareth Southgate, it's just he's an English Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's the situation there. Another super chat I missed here from Jermaine says, 2 months ago, I refused to watch a single game while this manager is in charge. He's not good enough and needs to go. Until then, I wish the lads good luck. I think, look, it does, considering we have Liverpool next weekend, and obviously we've got the Champions League game in the week. That, can you imagine if we drop points there as well? I mean. But for me, because it's away next week and it's at Anfield, I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's got echoes of Mourinho, doesn't it? Because that was Mourinho's last game. Mourinho's last game. Now, I'm not saying that next weekend is going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's next game. We lost today. He's not going to get sacked today, tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah.
But he is, I think, like I've said a couple of times to Flex, like, you can feel it round, like disaster around the corner. You can kind of like this feels like it's only going in one direction at the moment. Like if again we might win against Atalanta in the week, we should. But I don't know if we will.
I don't know
like
anymore.
You said, if we play Liverpool next weekend and we go to Anfield and we get embarrassed. And I mean, and that is a possibility, because today, whilst we scored 2, we got pretty embarrassed today. Like it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing at points today. Like again, it only felt like Leicester they were going to score. Like when we equalised, when Marco Rashford scored, I couldn't believe it. I went, where on earth did that come from? I went, we are just moments FC. Ole got lucky again, and it does feel like at this point that like. Is the luck running out? Has the luck run out? Is that it?
Yeah. If you just picture sort of like one of those, sand timers, right? And imagine all the sand in one end, all the luck that Ollie's had. He's had I'll give it to him. He's had a lot of luck and a lot of moments from, the better players in the team. But those sort of get out of jail free cards are running out. Owen, they're running out now. And we can clearly see that, there's only so much players can do. We don't have 11 Supermen on the pitch. Look, we had Superman himself playing for us today. Ronaldo didn't really get a sniff of the ball today. Like it's about, again, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it till the cows come home. It's about your tactics and the way you play football, right? And we do not have that. We do not have that. We do in a sense of it's very basic. Yeah, it's very basic. Feed it out to the wings, but there's nothing else. It's very shallow. We need a proper tactician, a proper coach. We need to know what we're doing when we haven't got the ball. We need to know what we're doing if we go a goal down. We need to know what we're doing if we just need a proper tactical coach. And Ollie, for me, isn't that guy at this moment. That's why I jumped on the Ollie out train last month, because I just do not see it getting any better. And so far, it hasn't. And sure, we could go to Anfield and nick a 1-0.
It's at Old Trafford, actually. I just checked. It's at Old Trafford.
It's Old Trafford.
So, but to be honest, though,
that's
you
worse.
Can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it 2 ways, can't you? Because again, I remember was it David Moyes when they were? You remember when Liverpool came to Old Trafford and I think they beat us, like, was it 3-0 or something like that? And again, it was just embarrassing.
Yeah,
It's embarrassing. And like even today, like I know it's different atmosphere. Obviously, we're away, King Power Stadium. It's rocking, fans, etc. But if we play like that, even like Old Trafford next week, we'll get destroyed. We'll get destroyed.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was just thinking, you know what? I saw something come out with Ronaldo, and I'm not sure how true it was, but it was basically him saying, "Play me every game," because he was disappointed about being left out. Like, I love Ronaldo, but we can't even have that, because for me personally, I think Cavani is a better number 9 in terms of what United need in the box and around the box and his movement and, back to goal and all of that good stuff. Like, I do think Cavani is the better number 9, the better player overall. You're going to say Cristiano, but for us, what we want, someone to hold the ball up, link play. Ronaldo doesn't really link the play. He drops deep next to our wingers, and so there's no one in the box.
Could you argue then, but with that, so if you're saying like Ronaldo is only going to play a certain way, then again, I don't want to keep bringing it back to the coaching, but it goes back to the coaching all the time of a good coach would go, okay, my star player, my star striker, Ronaldo, because I can't drop Ronaldo, is Cristiano Ronaldo. Yep. We saw what happened last time.
Yep.
You have to find a way of, okay, we've got to kind of play around that. We've got to find the way that gets the best out of Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's almost a case of, like you said, and this is almost a crazy thing to say, like Ronaldo doesn't fit in an Ole system, whatever that is. You know what I mean?
He doesn't. Yeah,
but again, that's madness in itself. Like arguably the greatest player ever doesn't fit in an Ole system. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, and this is the thing, Owen. I think, and I've urged all viewers, if you just look at our team again, when you look at our team on paper, you see all these amazing players, and I'm sitting here struggling to think, why can't we make it click? It's either the rest of the teams in the Premier League have got better and we've got worse, or it is something like the only thing I can think of is the manager. That's the only thing that leaves me, because you have very good players that other teams would snap up. They would. Players out of our first 11, there were loads of teams trying to get certain of these players, and they're all together now. And I'm just thinking, well, we're playing so rubbish. There hasn't been anything I can see where, okay, we're trying something here. We're trying to do something tactical here. We're trying to play this way or play a certain way. There is no system. There just isn't no system. There's no system. And it leads us to point our fingers at Ole and point our fingers at the coaching staff and say, well, what are you doing? Because every time I see videos of Man United training, it looks like copy and paste every time. You know, they play that little passing game. You get Pogba laughing, smiling. You know what I mean? You get Van der Beek walking up his water. But there's just nothing different about what we're doing. And I do think Ole's run out of ideas. I think the coaching staff will run out of ideas. I do think we do need a new coach. Now, Ole could stay the manager, but hire some better coaching. I'd love to see that. Yeah,
but again,
it's never going to happen.
Is he going to do that? Yeah.
It's never going to happen. So he's probably going to be someone that falls on his shield.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying, like, what is the system? There isn't one. We've said that time. We said that. We say that every single week. We've said that when we've been winning games, when we've been losing games, when we've been scraping through games. We've been saying, I tell you what, we scraped through that game because I had no idea what the game plan was. You saw today, like they're playing it out from the back. I say playing out from the back. They were giving it away out from the back every single time. Then they go to Ole on the touchline, who's going, go long, don't do that. And we said this before we came on the air. Like, but you must have told him to play out from the back. You must have told him to play it short. And now you're suddenly going, no, play long, and the players are playing short. What is going on? Like, it's crazy. Crazy.
Sorry, we're going to get the super chat out.
Yeah. Imran says, most winnable game of this hard stretch and got slaughtered. Let this misery end. Took me a while to get here, but Ole out. There's a lot of you. There's a lot of you in there that are saying the same thing. Go on, TJ. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say we've never been a team that's good at playing on the back. It's always literally, I'm always sitting there, anxiety FC. I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, like, and Maguire he's a decent passer of the ball, but that's about it for me. Too slow, very immobile. You look at Varane and he's got a mixture of everything. He's so fun to watch. Rafael Varane is, and it's not just to put this on Maguire's doorstep, but we've never been a team that's really good at playing from the back. So again, and what CDM apart from Matic is going to collect from the back four and be able to, it's weird. We're a very weird team. We have all these players, all these superstars, 11 superstars, if you will, but there's no cohesiveness. There is no system that gels them together. It's very much individual players out there. Sometimes I watch the guys like pass to each other, and it's like they don't even know what the system is. Literally, that's what it seems to me. They don't even know what the system. We've got, as I said before, in a couple of shows ago, we've got a few signature moves we'll try, and once that doesn't work, there is nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, it says, Fat Thor says here, guys, we have a system. Play my favourites and pray for a moment. Passion and desire all the way. Got to get passion and desire in, obviously, because I have to get it in every stream I do. But you're right, because that's what I was thinking when Rashford scored, or even when like Vardy made it 3-2. You sit there and you just hope. You just hope. And then you
Yeah.
realise, and this is the crazy thing, like we sit here, fans, and we hope, I'll tell you what, I hope something good happens. The coach is doing the same thing. The coach is sitting there doing the same thing.
I mean.
Going, I tell you what, I hope something good happens. Look, wonder what Mason Greenwood, it's an unbelievable goal. What a player, 25 yards out, in off the post. I said it's KG at half time. That's just a moment now again.
Yeah, again.
That's not like a build, great build-up play, this and that. He just levered it in from 25 yards out. The goal we scored after that, it's Lindelof, long ball, Rashford, one-on-one. It just, it almost happened to be one-on-one. That was it. And this, and like I was watching the game, and like you said, Maddison and Tielemans, they were running rings round us, absolute rings round us, and it was, like you said, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing, and there is no system. There is no system.
It just doesn't look good, because you're having sort of like managers of, I put in quotes, lesser teams coming to Old Trafford, and literally playing the football that they want to play. They don't feel fear. I don't see fear from these teams anymore. They don't respect. I don't know everyone respects Man United as a club. Obviously you do, but they don't respect the way we play. They don't respect our style of play.
They don't fear us.
There's no fear.
No one fears. I don't think, playing Manchester United at the moment.
Yeah, because
everyone
we leak goals in.
Like we can get a goal. We can get a goal. We can get.
And we've been leaking goals in. We have been leaking goals in. If it wasn't for De Gea, we'd have leaked more goals. So it's just one of those things, Owen, where now I don't feel any optimism, and I'm sorry to say, guys that are watching, like, I do not feel any optimism. We haven't played well since probably the opening day, and this bad form is going to have ramifications for the players, because certain players aren't going to want to sign contracts. I'm not even going to mention him. He's not going to want to sign contracts. It could put United in a deeper deficit. Is United still going to be a team that players are going to want to come to? Because this season could be really finalized within this 7-8 game stretch we have. So, oh man, I felt bad a couple of weeks ago. I feel even worse today. 4-2.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And by the way, we've waited for this. We've waited through an international break. I've been like, it didn't end well against Everton, and we did lose against Aston Villa. But you know what? Maybe Rashford's coming back, and maybe there is going to be this time period of, maybe we were overreacting. Maybe it is still early on in the season. We've got this big run of games coming up. We can make a statement. We can beat Leicester, and then we can win the Champions League against Atalanta, and we can. I'm happy to be proved wrong here. More than happy to be proved wrong.
More than happy.
But can you see us actually beating Liverpool next weekend?
There's nothing I see from Manchester United now that suggests that we can beat Liverpool in a straight up football match, player for player. I can't see it. We have players struggling for form, system issues, as we know. Coaching isn't up to par. It's all against us. And meanwhile, they're flying high. Mo Salah, they're saying, is the best player in the world at the moment,
which is a valid point.
Which is a valid point, and I hate to prove Liverpool right, but I hate to agree with them. Sorry, I do think he is the best player at the moment. 5-0. That's what you go and do to the lesser teams. You go and put them to the sword. And again, if you just look at the coaching that they have, better than us. They press the ball, and can you imagine? They're going to come to Old Trafford and press us. They're going to press the hell out of us, and we need to be ready for that. I do hope the boys, and this is me being a little bit positive and optimistic, I do hope the boys, say to themselves that they don't want to get beat again. They go back to the drawing board. Ole gets them in, and they really game plan specifically. If we don't have a system in general, just for this game, for Liverpool, can we have a system, please? Can we specifically prepare for them? Just specifically prepare for them. And just going back to this game, my mind's going all over the place, but
do it. I'm with you. I feel the same. I'm like, I almost lost for words, but everything's
literally. Mason scores that goal. Brilliant goal, right? Now, Mourinho would have said, right, we've just scored. We haven't played well. Everyone behind the ball for 10, 15 minutes. I don't care. Everyone sit deep. Ronaldo on the halfway line. Everyone sit deep, right? Just see out 10 to 15 minutes. We've scored a goal. We haven't been playing well. Let's try and stifle them a bit, get hold of the ball, and then just manage the game. There was zero game management. And that's what really, really shocked me today. Like, Leicester took two of their opportunities today to get back into the game and take it away from Manchester United after a little bit of individual brilliance from us. And we did nothing to respond. There was no response.
Isn't that damning in itself that we're going, I tell you what, Mourinho might have actually got something out of that game.
I think he would.
I wanted Mourinho out the club because he wasn't the right manager for the job. Yeah. It was boring football. It was bad football. And we were hardly doing well in the league anyway. But it just feels like, again, like I said, it's Groundhog Day. I feel like Bill Murray all over again. I say it every single week, but it's true. It's true every single time. And I feel like it caught up to us today. It caught up to us today because this performance is typical of, like you said, apart from that Leeds game, this is typical from what we've seen all year. All year. Because when we played like Villarreal, for example, in the Champions League, they just didn't take their chances. Leicester took their chances today because they had so many of them. Eventually, a team, like we said, against a good team, they will take chances. It doesn't matter how good David De Gea is. And he, again, arguably was United's man of the match today. Yeah. So heaven knows where we would be without David De Gea this season. But again, it feels like it just caught up to us today.
Yeah, and it's damning. It's so damning, Owen. It's proper damning. It's like there was. I hate to repeat myself, guys, but there was just nothing positive I could take from the game. Literally nothing. I watched that game as closely as I could, and the more I watched and the longer it went on for, the more I got depressed. The more I got upset because literally the players have no system. And we've said it 1,000 times. I should start getting a t-shirt saying "No system" on it, "No system FC."
I'm gonna get a Groundhog Day one.
Yeah, you might as well because there is no system. I don't know what the system is, and if there's anybody in the chat, please just put in what they think the system is, what our style of play is. You know, I'm open to suggestions and open to someone.
So's Ollie.
Yeah,
Ollie. He's doing that thing. You know, when you go around at work and they everyone put an idea in the box and they look through it at the end of the month and they go, "Oh yeah, we might do casual Friday or whatever." Yeah. He opens it up. He's going, "Oh yeah, I might do 4-3-3 because it's better than what we're doing right now."
It's terrible. And you know what? I think Ollie behind the scenes, Ollie's gonna say, I need another transfer window. I need to bring in some players that's what he's gonna say. He's gonna say that.
And what's crazy about that, if he says that, or if anyone says that, what's crazy about that is every time I have a conversation about Man United with someone that isn't a Man United fan, they always say to me like, "Man, the players you've got, like you don't have any excuse." And it's true. It's true. You know, like sometimes we'll go, "Tell you what, we don't have a defensive midfielder." Who gives a shit if we don't have a defensive midfielder at this point? We have got a squad that's worth so much money, and it's just filled with like international players, top quality players. And I get it, bad results happen, but bad performances shouldn't happen every single week. And every time you come out of a game and you win or you draw, you go, "Got through that one, didn't we?" But Manchester United should be getting through games and being like, "Oh, you know." And even today, like halfway through this game when it was 1-1, before they made it 2-1, I was sitting there. I was just bored. I was just bored.
It's the same thing. It's just the same thing. It's just rinse and repeat, copy and paste. Every game is the exact. We play the exact same way for every opponent. There is no tactical. There's no tactical nous. Like, you know, through the games, like commentators will watch the game and they'll pick up little things. They'll pick up little tactical changes, just little subtle things. Like, for example, they'll say, for example, argument's sake, Greenwood's on the shoulder of the defender. He's peeled off him a few times now. He's following him. Like, there's nothing. It's just the exact same. Two wingers. One's not really a winger. One's a striker. One's a Tafit type of inside forward winger. Pogba didn't have his best game. Matic saw flashes of good stuff, but again, ultimately, he's aging. We're seeing Maguire come in, shouldn't have started the game. David De Gea again, brilliant, absolutely brilliant again.
And he conceded 4.
Exactly.
It's madness.
It's crazy. Wan-Bissaka, again, just we're seeing deficiencies there. So it's kind of what I was saying before. We have a team of 11 stars who there's no gelling together. There is no system that binds them together. That is what a football team is: a system, a style of play, a formation that binds these players together and gets us playing football. It's all 11 individuals out there. It literally is. And I will always say it and I'll keep saying it until something changes.
I've seen a lot of people talking about Luke Shaw and like basically essentially what's happened to Luke Shaw. Like, what do you think's happened to Luke Shaw? Like, the drop off is quite staggering at this point, especially the last few games.
Yeah. Again, with Shaw, I just think he's suffering from what the team's suffering, man. Lack of confidence. because when Shaw's confident, you do see him pull out some really good performances. And to be fair, he had a very good run of top-notch performances internationally as well. But again, that's where maybe we need to rotate the squad. But then it begs the question: Is Telles better than Shaw? He's not. So I understand why we persevere with Shaw. Same thing. I was going to mention Bruno. I said it to my brother. I said, enough's enough now. Like Bruno, he hadn't floated in and out of the game, popped up, did a few bits here and there, but overall, there needs to be changes. There has to be changes. We need players hungry again. Bruno's not hungry right now. He's not. He's probably put something on social media. I haven't checked, but he's probably put something on like, guys, we're going to go to the next game and we're going to try hard.
I'm waiting to see if we get any Ole quotes, because if we get some Ole quotes, like Paul Pogba's just said something after the game. I'll try and read these now. It says, like, Paul Pogba said, "We haven't found the problem and we need to find what the problem is. We need to be more mature, I think. I think we deserve to lose today." Well, I agree. I think we deserve to lose today.
Pogba. Good on Pogba saying that.
But like he says there, Pogba says, we haven't found the problem. What do you think the problem is, DJ?
The problem is the manager. It's the manager. Because
do you think he knows that, though? Do you think he's been diplomatic?
Yeah, I do feel, and this is me being I'm worse than the Sun newspaper right now, but speculation. I'm speculating here. I do think that some players are starting to sort of ask one or two questions of the manager. You know, and if you really look into it, Bailly wasn't chosen over Maguire today. His conspiracy theorist DJ, who was sitting next to Van der Beek when Van der Beek had his little meltdown. It was Eric Bailly.
KG said it.
It was Eric Bailly that was sitting next to him. There's something going on where Ole is picking his favourites. Did Bruno deserve to play a full 90? Not today. Not for me. I'd like to see changes. I would like to see Bruno maybe coming off now and again and having someone else go in the number 10 slot just to change things up a little bit, because it clearly wasn't working today. It wasn't working. And when stuff's not working, what do? You fix it. We don't fix it.
I have some Solskjaer quotes here.
Here we go.
And right. So Solskjaer said after the game, when it comes to Harry Maguire, he said, quote, "I picked the team. Harry Maguire showed no reaction, and I hold my hand up if that does not work out. If we concede 4, I probably made a bad decision." So he knows he effed up when it came to playing Harry Maguire today, because like he said, you concede 4, you know. So, but then at the same time, because he gets, and people react to criticism differently, but you've seen it in press conference when people question his tactics, or they go, "Why are you conceding so many goals?" He gets really prickly. If someone says to him, then, "Okay, that was a bad call," he can't get prickly because he's saying it was a bad call. I screwed it up. You know, sure, isn't that the case?
But then the thing is, if you can see from the first 15, 20 minutes how Maguire's playing, even we dragged it on to the second half, you take him off. You do something about it. You change it. You take him off. Listen, I've seen... This is why I love Sir Alex, and I'm sorry, guys, to be one of those history merchants going back to the days, but if one of our players did half of the things Maguire did today, they're off.
Oh, they just get taken off.
They're getting taken off. You're going to sit on the bench, mate, because that's not the standard required. And Maguire got away with a lot today, and fair play, you know, he's had injuries and blah, blah, blah. But change it then, Ollie. If you know you made a mistake, there's no point saying you made a mistake after the fact.
Exactly what you've lost. You lost the game.
You can see it happening in front of you. Yeah? We could all see it happening from at home. We could see it happening, right? It was getting worse and worse and worse. You pull him off. You save him from yourself, right? Come off, bye, you go on, right? Do something about it. I'm tired of this. I've got my favourites on. I'm not ever bringing off my favourites. I think Bruno should have come off today, right? I even think Pogba should have come off today at some point as well. Just change it up when we're not playing well. I think Ronaldo should have come off. But obviously there's no Cavani. But yeah, if there was Cavani, Ronaldo should have come off. But he's too scared. He needs to make the changes when he needs to. Stop bringing off... He's very selective. He starts bringing... Sancho, that's my go-to. Sancho, you're coming off. Like, he has those go-to players that will come off. Matic, Sancho, those go-to guys. No, time to start bringing off some of your big boys when it's not working out and putting on somebody else, because we need to change it up, Owen. It's stale FC right now.
This next quote, I think, is unbelievable, to be honest with you. it says, this is Solskjaer again. He says, quote, lately we've not been in great form. No shit. He says, lost too many points. And that is something we need to look at. We might have to change. Do we need more legs in there? What do we need? He's basically like,
don't even say it. Don't even say it. We know what that means.
I know, exactly. That's why I think it's crazy. So legitimately, first of all, I find that crazy that in an actual like interview, he's questioning and going, what do we need? I don't know. Surely you want to admit confidence, Ollie. You want to say, it wasn't right today. I've seen a problem. I know what we need to fix. Don't be standing there going, I don't know. We'll have to have a look at it. What do we need? And then the fact he goes, we need more legs in there. Holy shit. He's just gone, I'll tell you what we didn't have. We didn't have passion and desire. Passion and desire needed to be in there. We needed some legs. If we'd have had legs in there today, we wouldn't have played terrible. Oh my God. Oh my God. Seriously.
Oh my God.
We need more legs in there. He's texting Fred during the game going, you still up, mate? Can you get over? I know you're in Spain or wherever it may be. Can you get over? When can you get into Leicester? Oh my God.
I do think that's very worrying, Owen. I think out of his whole reign, that has been that quote there, and I might be exaggerating, but right now I'm in the moment. So please, everyone, please let me exaggerate. Let me go overboard. Right now, that is probably one of the worst quotes I've heard from him, because that shows me as a manager, you've run out of ideas. You don't even know what's going on right now. You've run out of ideas. We're supposed to look to you for hope. Like, you should be saying, yeah, we're going to fix it next game, guys. We need to.
It wasn't good enough.
Oh my God. He doesn't know what's going on, Owen. We're here. We're here now. We're here for it. We're here for the downfall. There's only one way it's going, man.
We've got some more quotes. Pogba again said, we have been having these kind of games for a long time. As I mentioned, we have not found the problem conceding easy goals. We need to be more mature, play with more experience and arrogance in a good way. We need to find something. We need to change. That's kind of what we said before. Solskjaer also said, over the international break, we have had a good look to see what has gone wrong lately. But we need to look at the whole setup and balance of the team, and maybe something has to give. What do you get from that one?
I think it's just excuses now, because every game that we haven't played well, he's come out and said, yeah, we've been working on this. We're going to be addressing this. When are we going to address it, Ollie? Because we can't go game from game for you saying you're going to address these issues that we have, and we don't ever see the evidence of it, or it's maybe you're incapable of addressing these issues. Is that him? Maybe I'm reaching here. Maybe I'm just thinking, is that him saying I'm going to change up and bring maybe Donny van der Beek in? I know. Before I get slaughtered, I know. All right, let's not be. You know what? I deserve a sin bin for that. But you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. But that, to me, all I've got from his quotes are, look, Fred starting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's literally it. And he's going to go with that. He's going to... pardon the figure of speech, he's going to die on that. He's going to die on that now. It's McFred. I'm going to play them as much as I can, because we need more legs in there. We need more, activity or whatever he wants to say.
Passion and desire.
Like, oh my gosh. And then we're going to see more. So, but what does he do? That means Pogba might have to sit on the bench.
Isn't that damning though in itself? Where he goes, every time. It always happens. Always cuts out halfway through. He'll be back in a second. And I had a really good point. Always the way. I'll get some of your chats up on the screen whilst DJ comes back in. There was a good one I saw here from Steffi says, bollocks, pardon it. Says, every time, dramatic every time.
That was a sin bin for
myself. In fairness, DJ actually messaged me today. He was like, I don't know what it is.
Between 40 and 50 minutes.
I think the slander was getting to him every time. Says, Steffi says, where is the attacking DNA he was just talking about? We don't need a report from him. We need to see what's happening on the pitch. What I was going to say to you, DJ, before you decided to split, isn't that quote in itself from him saying, over the international break we had a good look to see what was wrong, what was going wrong lately? Isn't that damning in himself, saying, we've had a look and we still lost today?
Yeah,
isn't that a massive cell phone?
Yeah, I do think his selection of Matic was obviously needed because there was no Fred. I do think that even Matic is the best alternative we have. We do look a little bit better when Matic plays. However, he still has his limitations because he is literally aging very quickly in a very demanding role in the Premier League. And again, it's no excuses, guys, but it's like the best alternative we have is Matic, who's aging. That's it. So now he's probably thinking, okay, well, that didn't work. I tried Matic today. It didn't really work. I'm just going to have to go McFred all the way until the end of the season. hard work, protect that back four, because it actually doesn't. You know what, guys? I'm going to say something crazy, real reckless.
And then he's going to run away again.
I do think, you know what? With how our back four's been playing, leaking goals, I do see the justification for McFred. I do, because they need protection. They need protection.
Haven't they? They haven't yet, but they've been playing. McFred's been playing. We've still been conceding goals. So someone's not doing their job right. Whether
we
it's
ain't lost four,
Fred,
though.
McTominay, whether it's Ollie, but that's what he's going to look at. We joke about it, but that's what he's going to look at. He's going to say, "Well, look, who didn't start today? Oh, Fred and Scotty. They didn't start today, and we conceded 4, like you said." So he's going to be like, "We need more legs in there." He said it himself. We need more legs in there. It says here. This is the other quote from him. We were not good enough with and without the ball, which is an entire game of football, by the way. You have to. What thing is that? What kind of quote is that? We were not good with and without the ball, so you were just not good.
Yeah.
You have to run, block, and tackle, and we didn't do that enough. So again, run, block, tackle. That might as well be the code name for Fred and McTominay.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking,
tackle are coming over here. That's it.
I'm just thinking, okay then, Ollie. So again, talking systems again. Wouldn't you want to maybe employ a group press? One triggers, the rest press, and you press all over the pitch. Maybe that's a way of retrieving the ball quicker, because I don't think we retrieve the ball quick enough. We always retrieve the ball at the edge of our box where it gets to our defence. There's a scramble, then we retrieve the ball. We don't stop the ball early enough in the middle of the park. I think that is an issue. I just think he doesn't have the answers, Owen. And these quotes are very... I do think it's quite transparent in the sense of what's happening with the management and the coaching right now. What do you say? In the international break, we took a look at... Nothing's been done. Nothing's been done about it.
That's what I mean. It's a cell phone. It's a cell phone. We had a look to see what was going on, and we tried to fix it. We didn't. You just said, we had a look to see what was wrong, and you still lost 4-2. Like, isn't that in itself is damning. And Blue Dabba Dabba says, well, he is right. We needed someone to break up the play in midfield. He did what people wanted and played Matic and Pogba, and we were behind 2-1. So, I mean, raises a point there. So is this, people talk about playing Matic and Pogba. I know Flex has said he wanted to have Matic and Pogba. Does that mean that the Matic and Pogba experiment's over? Are they not going to play with each other again?
Nah, you know what? I think off that, Ollie's going to feel compelled to play McFred. I think that might be, maybe we'd play Matic and Pogba in the European games. I'm not going to lie, I still thought Matic and Pogba should play together. I think that's the best balance. But again, it depends on what the manager is telling them what to do. It depends on how we're playing our system. Where are the wingers when we play? Where's our third midfielder? Where's Bruno? Is Bruno too far from them? Like, it's that all, you have to take that all into account of what they're being told to do on the pitch. I've seen Matic, Pogba, and Herrera, and I miss Herrera so much. Literally, I thought that was United's most balanced midfield in a very, very long time. I think that was our most balanced midfield. It had a bit of everything. Had a bit of bite. It had a bit of tenacity. It had a bit of flair. It had a bit of control. Bit of passion and desire. It had a little bit of everything, that midfield. And I've been saying it from the heavens. I think since Herrera's gone, and it's not again an excuse. It's just I've seen the dynamics of the team change. The balance has changed. We're trying to play with 2 8s, and if you're going to play with 2 8s, you do need an all-action CDM that can do absolutely everything across the board, and we have very limited CDMs. So that is definitely for something for United to look at. I don't think it's a secret. I think we're looking at every CDM from here to flipping Serie B or whatever. Whatever.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. So he's saying that they need to keep looking at it, that something's got to change. Maybe they do change something. Maybe they find more legs, whatever it may be. Pogba's saying we need to find something. We need to find the problem. Something's got to change. Do you see anything fundamentally changing between now and the game on Wednesday? And when I say change, I don't mean, different players start, because we know McFred's going to start. They're going to start. Are we going to see a bigger change than that, though? Are we going to see a system change? Are we going to see a different game plan, if there is one? Do you think we're going to see that or not? Is the change just going to be purely personnel?
I think Ollie thinks the changes are personnel. I don't think he ever... We've been screaming for 4-3-3 all season since the season started. I think I was with Flex, and I can't remember what game it was, but we saw 4-3-3 for a little bit and we played well. But apart from that, there's been no 4-3-3. I don't know what needs to give. I do think that maybe we should be changing a formation. We should try maybe 2 up top. Just try something. because 4-2-3-1 is not working. It's not. And we've had a good run of games now to really sample. You know what Flex says? What's your sample size? We've looked at the sample size, and we haven't really done anything amazing with 4-2-3-1. Maybe it is time to change it. Maybe certain players do need to sit on the bench. Maybe it is about trying other players in other systems. We need a change, Owen, man. I think a change would be refreshing for all of us at this moment in time. It's very stale.
But do you think he will?
He won't. His change.
He's not going to.
His change is going to be McFred. And if he does change it, I will give him all the flowers that there is in the world. I'll say, you know what? Good on you. You're trying to change it. But his change is McFred. We will see McFred against Liverpool. Pogba will be on the bench. I do not think Pogba will start. I think Rashford would start. I think Ronaldo will start. And I think Greenwood would start. Yeah. That's going to be...
I agree.
Pogba will be on the bench.
I would be... pleasantly surprised, obviously, but I'd be floored if we saw him go, I'll tell you what, didn't work at the weekend, we'll go to a back five, or we'll do this. Because I just don't see him doing that. I really don't see him doing that. And I wonder as well, and again, maybe this is too much of a diss to Ole, but whatever. I'm a bit pissed off. It was a really shit game today. Do you think he even knows how to set up Manchester United to play in a back five that can be, defensively stable and can actually counter-attack and can actually press and you can actually play with wing backs? Do you think that him and the coaching staff are even, nuanced enough to even be able to do that?
I don't think so, because I think, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, I do think the type of personnel that this team has isn't fit for those systems. We have like Shaw that could probably do it, but Wan-Bissaka's not going to do it. So you maybe bring in Delo, who's hasn't really covered himself in glory as well. So it's like, right now, it's about... We've got all these players. I don't think any of the players were bought with a system in mind. That's the problem in itself. What you're supposed to do is go and shop for the players that fit a system and fit a style of play that you want to play. However, we've just got 11 stars who we've said, we'll put them together and in theory, it should work. That's what Ole's kind of done. I think it might work. It hasn't worked. So has he got the strength? Is he not going to be stubborn? Is he going to turn around and say, actually, you know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to play five at the back. I don't think he has. And if he does do it, I will applaud him for it.
I believe WDWI says we beat PSG with a back five, which is true. Which is true.
We did.
But even then, that was almost to a point like his back was up against the wall because we had all of these people missing or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have that at the moment. Like, he does have options in terms of players.
Yeah.
But we know what players he's going to pick. Like what we're saying, in his mind, you can see it. Obviously, I haven't actually physically watched the interview, so I don't have it completely in context. When you get quotes in front of you, you can just read them and take them how they are. But the way I look at those quotes, I just see him as him basically kind of being like, I told you, McFred were important. I told you.
That's what it is.
That's what it feels like.
And you know what? If United scrape a result 1-0, he'll say, yeah, we made the changes, we've really looked at it. And he's going to feel so vindicated. But again, that's probably more detrimental to Manchester United than it is going to be fundamental to us. Because if McFred play again against those ballers that they've got in the middle of the park for Liverpool, we're going to be defending for 90 minutes. That's it.
That's what it feels like. And even today, like against Leicester, it felt like that at points. It was like, again, it was just completely backs against the wall, completely just wave after wave of attack. And like you said, I'm almost like shuddered to think about next weekend's game against Liverpool. I really do. Especially, we mentioned that before it was at Anfield and it's actually at Old Trafford. But like you said, it might even be worse.
Yeah,
it might even be worse because Old Trafford, in fairness, has been relatively positive this season. Against Aston Villa and Everton, because Old Trafford doesn't want to boo Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They don't. They don't. But I really see it as, like I said before, you can sniff disasters around the corner.
Yep.
You just can.
And if he doesn't get it right, that Liverpool game could be the final. Not the final, but it could be, them start to build the coffin for him, because literally it's, if they come to, can you imagine if they come to Old Trafford? I'm telling you, the United fans are not going to have that. They're going to boo. If the team plays shit, they're going to boo them. They'll start booing at half time when they go in or whatever. The fans are going to let them know. And you know what? I think the fans should let them know. This ain't the standard. Some of the play that I've seen today is not Manchester United standard. It isn't. It isn't in any way, shape or form. And these are, as we would say, they're paid professionals. They're getting paid millions. And those performances shouldn't be happening, especially with the team that we have.
And also as well, like we have obviously the Atalanta game in midweek, and I feel like we're almost like not looking past it, but they're a really good side. They're a really good football inside. They've kind of over the last few years, smaller side that's built their way up. They've got a really good coach, got a real good way of playing football. I don't think that game's simple either. I really don't think that's a simple game either. I'm worried about that. You know,
just imagine. I'm sorry to be misery guts here, but just imagine we lose to Atlanta. You know, Atalanta.
Yeah.
And we lose to Atalanta, and just the wave of depression that's going to then follow us into that Liverpool game. I mean, we need a big performance against Atalanta. And I said today on Twitter, we need a big performance today, and we didn't deliver. We really, really have to deliver. I think he'll start Rashford. I think we'll go strong that game. I think we'll treat it like it's a massive game, which it is. I do think there needs to be some changes in the team, but we'll probably get that on a later show. But yeah, then we need to see something. This Atalanta game's a perfect thing. We need to see something now, Ollie. We need to see a response.
I mean, finally, before we wrap it up, okay, because I don't know how quickly is the hour gone by the way.
It's gone so quick.
It feels like a counselling session, doesn't it?
It is.
I do feel a bit better after this. I'm still angry, but I do feel a little bit like, whew, I've got a bit out of me. When it comes to obviously tomorrow, Sunday papers, Sunday stories, all that kind of stuff, how long do you think it takes? You mentioned about like the media, like the pressure's on Ollie anyway, right? It was on him before the international break, but it's growing. It absolutely is growing. How long do you think it takes before we start to get those reports of, because we kind of got them before, of senior players feel like there could be a coach that has a bit of, more elite experience. How long do you think it takes before more stuff like that starts to come out? Does that start coming out tomorrow, or does it take until the week or whatever?
I still think it's early for that. I do think, I think this run of games, you've got Man City, we've got who could you remind me? Have you got it up? Who you're playing? It's
the fixtures.
We've got Atalanta, Liverpool. Is Tottenham after them? I can't remember exactly.
We've got Atalanta obviously on Wednesday. We've got Liverpool. Then we've got Tottenham. Atalanta again. We've got Man City at home, and then we've got Watford, Villarreal, Chelsea, Arsenal. So
I'd say the next
few games: Atalanta, Liverpool, Tottenham, Atalanta, Man City. Oh my god!
If United do not come through those games, well, that's when I think after that City game, especially if we get absolutely mullered by Liverpool, that's when it will start. That's when you'll get everyone. The fans will start putting pressure in the media, like, Ollie out. If it gets to the Man City game and we lose to City as well, that's when even the board have got to start, guys, maybe we should make a few phone calls under the table and try and maybe sort something out, because our season effectively could be over in terms of Premier League after
this. League. I mean, it could. I'm looking at people are talking about like 10 games or whatever. I'm looking at the next 5 in all comps. I'm looking at Atalanta Wednesday, Liverpool next Sunday, then Tottenham the following weekend, Atalanta again, and Man City. If we play like we did today, really worried, because like you said, not only could the Premier League be over, but I'm also looking at the Champions League being like, if we drop, because we can't even afford to really drop points now.
We can't. We've got to win every game in the Champions League. We have to win everything. We've got to win everything. We've got to win everything. And I know the players are going to push themselves to the limits in the Champions League because it's Champions League. And then by the time the league rolls around, have we got enough energy to go up against the big boys in big games? There's a lot of big football to play. Hardly any rest is going to be needed. Players are going to be maxed out, tired. Ollie, it's over to you, mate. You're going to have to pull something out of the bag right now, because this ship is slowly sinking.
Yeah, Ollie, it's over to you. And of course, it's over to you guys. Do you like that segue, by the way,
yeah,
DJ? Over to you guys. And it's over to you to smash a like on the like button and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As we're on that road to 100K, I don't even know how many likes we're on this video or whatever. I've just been so focused on being like frustrated and angry. I don't know how many likes we're on, but be sure to smash a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Obviously, Flex was at the ground today, was at the King Power, so he'll have a lot of the fan views today, which are going to be fascinating, because I can only imagine what their opinions are on everything. So they're going to be fascinating. So be sure to subscribe. You'll see when they get uploaded. Of course, you'll see when Flex uploads his view at the end of the evening as well. And then tomorrow, is going to be interesting because we're going to have a full view tomorrow, of course, with everyone. And I'm sure opinions are going to be very, very interesting. Put it that way. Absolutely very interesting. And having everyone on there and KG, because KG was such a broken man today. Bless him.
Oh, man.
It was just not the stream for him. I mean, not only, you know, he was saying like the green screen wasn't working. And then he said like his daughter's got an ear infection. And then the stream wasn't working as well. And we lose. So KG just, but he's going to be live on his YouTube channel after us. So go and watch him now. Go and watch him now. Be sure to smash a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Obviously, like I said, plenty of content to come today and in midweek and tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed now, now's the best time. But we'll speak to you again very, very soon. DJ, where can they catch you on social media?
DJ Talks _ across social media. Guys, if you want to continue this discussion away from here, I'm going to be there. We'll talk. Let's talk it up.
Yeah, DJ will. Absolutely. He's very responsive. Me, I'm going on a social media blackout. I'm done with it. I'm just done with it today. I'm just done. But we'll speak to you again very, very soon. Peace.